Hello and welcome to this week's weekly challenge. I'm Amy from Natural Balance Therapy, and every week I've been bringing you a new challenge that's helping you dive deeper into your own healing through awareness techniques, as well as utilizing a lot of our myofascial self-care concepts. So if you're ready to reclaim your life, take charge, and find freedom in your body after years of pain, let's get started. Do you feel balanced and aligned in your body? Many of us don't, but also so many of us are completely unaware that we are out of balance. Did you realize that 95% of the people that come into our clinic have an imbalance in their pelvis? And what this means is that these bones in the pelvis, that one side is typically rolling forward in relation to the other side rolling back. Or we also get jammed up on one side. The impacts that an imbalanced pelvis has on our body are so widespread. When we have an imbalance, it's going to typically push one leg long in relation to one leg being pulled short. This is going to create a significant imbalance in those lower extremities. So many times individuals with foot and knee problems, a big contributing factor is that pelvis. With that twist, we're also going to get a twist through the spine. It's going to create compressions through the spine. So a lot of our hip and low back individuals, as well as our headache and migraine sufferers, a big contributing factor is an imbalance in the pelvis. Now I want to be clear, these bones, they are not moving on their own. The soft tissue structures that are attached to them have started to tighten down over time, and that is what's creating the pull to pull these bones out of alignment. And when that's happening, we're going to have compensations that are happening throughout the body, as well as, remember that fascial tissue is one continuous web of tissue. So if something is shortening down on one side, it's going to create these pulls and these lines of tension that are going throughout the body that are impacting so many other areas. So I can't tell you enough how imperative it is that we start to create balance. But our first step is, how do we determine that we're out of alignment? So some of us will notice for years differences in our shoe treads and the wear of our shoes. Some of us, our clothes will fit differently. And so I've had people come in the clinic that for years, they didn't realize that their pelvis was out of balance, and that's what was creating that one leg to be long, that they've had to hem that leg for years. We're also going to pick this up in our body scans. We're going to feel weight distribution differences in the body as we're laying there scanning our body. And in a previous challenge, we talked about those positions that our body tends to gravitate towards. If we're always wanting to sit with one leg underneath us or in an off-kilter position, 9 times out of 10, you do have a pelvic imbalance that is causing you to want to sit in those positions because it's more comfortable. So our challenge this week is, number one, we're going to determine, do we have an imbalance? And then from there, we're going to start to take action. So here's how we're going to do it. We're going to start with going back to our body scans. And we're going to do these daily. And if you don't remember how to do a body scan, I'm going to encourage you, go back to our previous challenge as we describe how to do a body scan. And if you're feeling in that scan these weight distribution differences, or maybe you'll feel one leg is being pushed long or one leg is being pulled short, we're going to then do a technique called push-pull-squeeze. And I'm going to include the link below so you have a video as well as a description of exactly how to do this technique. And then once you're all done, I want you to rescan. I want you to start to feel the differences that's starting to bring this body back into alignment, what differences you feel in your scan. Ideally, we want to start feeling that that weight distribution difference is different, or that leg is coming back into more alignment. A balanced pelvis is so critical and so important. Our first step, we have to become aware when that pelvis is in balance. And secondly, we have to start taking action and addressing it. So we're going to do this through our myofascial self-care techniques, as well as push-pull-squeeze. I want you to remember, these bones, they are not moving on their own. It is the shortening shortening of those soft tissue structures, that fascial system that is now starting to pull those bones out of alignment. So it is going to be critical for you to also bring in and address some of these areas that are pulling on the bones and pulling them out of alignment. A key area is going to be our psoas, a lot of times into our front of our thigh, our back, our pelvis, our hamstrings. All of these areas are impacted when this pelvis is pulled out of alignment. Now, as the week goes on, we're going to be checking in, and I want to know how you're doing. And I can't wait to hear what changes you notice in your body as you're doing these techniques. Check back next week as we're going to be bringing you your new challenge. But for now, let's really strive to become not only aware, but also starting to address these pelvic imbalances that we have in our body that are impacting us day to day with our pain and our discomforts. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch and be a part of our challenges. Make sure you're clicking the subscribe button so that you can be the first to be notified every time we release a new video that can help you find relief from pain and discomfort within your body.